Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Grandpa.
I'm Joel.
I'm Mimi.
I'm Petey.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Tracy.
And we're some of the Veggie boys.
And girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see ya. We just got all of the cattle fed. We just got the chickens taken care of. And to start off our morning, I just wanted to come and check on the mama. And she's looking pretty good. We're getting closer. We were expecting a calf last night, but we didn't get one, so maybe today. All the animals seem to be doing pretty good this morning. It still is a little sloppy outside, but that's to be expected when you have an all-day rain. However, we do have a beautiful day on our hands, and hopefully the sun will dry some of this stuff up. You know, I never stopped and checked to see how much rain we got. Almost 3 inches. Now, before we got the animals all taken care of, we got the farm market set up. We do have a lot of empty spots in the cooler that we need to worry about filling. I know one thing we don't need to pick today is cabbage, because we still have plenty. We always have to add a few extra pallets onto the back of this wagon because of the way the tires sit. You could probably lift a bin off of here by your hands when it's full, but it'd be a lot of work and there's the possibility you could hurt yourselves. So what we do is we just add extra pallets so that we can come in from the side and grab it with the forklift. Now, I didn't clue you in on what we're gonna be picking yet today, but we're starting off with peppers. To be exact, the first thing we're gonna be picking is Italian Elf. Now, you guys probably guessed what we're gonna be doing this morning because of all the bins that have been put onto the wagon. We are running low on our pepper reserves back at the farm, so the first thing we need to get filled up is a bin of Italian Elves. Now, we're not looking for one certain color, we're not looking for red or green, we're just taking everything we can find out in the field. And the reason for that is because people always need different colored peppers. Now, a little bit of information about these Italian Elves. They are known as a sweet frying pepper. There is another variety we raise that's also a sweet frying pepper. They are called Cubanelle. Now, both of the peppers are sweet peppers, and the Italian Elf, for example, are a really, really sweet frying pepper. Now, the flavor does change when the pepper starts to mature from a green to red. When it gets red, it is a little more sweeter, but these have a thin skin and a thin flesh, which makes them great for frying, and they're also very sweet and delicious. Now, these Italian Elf, or sweet Italian peppers, really produce well. As you guys have seen this year, peppers have been really good for us this year. We always seem to do a nice job with our peppers, but the plants always produce very well for us. Don't know if it was the conditions this year that caused them to explode or what it is, but these Italian Elf peppers really brought us a lot of profit this year in the farm market, and we're always happy to raise them.
now it's full.
Well, everyone, we got our first variety filled up. We have an entire bin of Italianelle. Now we're moving to a different section of field because we need bell peppers. We have moved over to our bell pepper field. Now when it comes to bell peppers, we are looking for green and red peppers. Basically anything we can find with nice size, we're gonna harvest today. Now it does take a little longer to fill our baskets, but that's because there are less peppers than what was here when we initially harvested. This is our third or fourth time picking through these plants, and all the peppers that we are harvesting now were either very tiny or blossoms the first time we picked. Now it's kind of the same thing as it was with the Italianelles. We are running out of peppers at home, so we need to fill up our bins. But another thing we have to start worrying about is frost. We are looking at the weather. In a couple nights, the temperature is gonna get down to frost temperature. And that's kind of scary as vegetable farmers. Now, when it comes to frost, the frost doesn't affect the peppers if the peppers have coverage from the leaves. Now, what a frost will do is it will kill off the leaves. It will kill the plant. The leaves will thus fall off, and then the next time you get a frost, that's when it hurts your peppers. So we're just trying to make sure that we get a nice, thorough, efficient harvest so that we can feel good about ourselves if we did get a frost. Now, although we're not filming every day, I can guarantee you we are working every day on the farm, and we feel comfortable knowing that we've had a really good harvest this year. However, we're just gonna keep harvesting here on the farm till we can't harvest anymore. Now, as we were watching the weather recently, they said that we had the risk to get a frost in a couple nights that were coming up. Now, thankfully, we didn't hear the word freeze, because a freeze on a vegetable farm, well, that's almost catastrophic. Now, there are some vegetables that handle a freeze better than others, but peppers are definitely not one of those vegetables. As a matter of fact, the green bell actually get affected way more than the red bell. Now, a lot of you know the variety of bell peppers we raise. We raise a green bell that then matures to a red. Now, the reason why the green are affected more than the red is because the green have more moisture in them. As the green bell matures into the red, the sugars start to concentrate as the water leaves the pepper. So that's why your red peppers are sweeter than your green. And that's why the green peppers get affected by a freeze much earlier than the red peppers. Hopefully we can get a little bit more time out of harvesting our vegetables. We definitely don't want to freeze, but we can't control the weather. Now, if I remember correctly, all these pepper plants were standing a few days ago. I think it's from the 3 inches of rain we just got that these plants down here started falling over again. And that's unfortunate because when the peppers sit on the ground, like the dirt themselves, not on the mulch, that's when you run the risk of getting disease on your peppers. And I'm noticing some of the peppers that were sitting on the ground were starting to rot, which is unfortunate. We don't like to see that. But it happens. We can't control the weather. We can just do our best and try and pick off all the peppers we can. We got a few baskets of bell peppers filled up, so we're gonna load them into the bin and see how many more we need. We now have a full bin of Italianos and a full bin of bell peppers, but now we're gonna try and get our second full bin of bell peppers. Dad, tell him why you wanted us to move. We were happy where we were, but Dad wanted to move. Dad, tell us why you wanted to move.
I had a better idea.
He thinks there's more peppers at this end of the field. I don't know, only time will tell. We just got the call that it is lunchtime, so at the moment we're working on loading up all the peppers that we harvested. And now that we're all loaded up, we're gonna take this stuff back to the farm. We probably would have been able to get that last bin filled if we were all here. Right now, Daniel is working on mowing hay, and Matthew is picking up some wheat seed. So unfortunately, we only had 4 of us harvesting peppers today, but I'm happy with what we got. We made it in for lunch, and it looks like we're having tacos today. You know what's better than Taco Tuesday? Taco Thursday. Not really, but it's all we got right now, so we're gonna enjoy Taco Thursday. We're all finished with lunch, and now we're back out in the fields, and we just got our bin of peppers finished. That's a good sight to me. So for today, we've got 3 bins of peppers harvested. That makes us really happy. We're all done with harvesting peppers for today, but now we're moving on to some cold crops. We need cauliflower. That's what this bin is for. So we're gonna try and get as much cauliflower as we can. Now, as you guys have seen, we've harvested quite a bit of cauliflower already. So the stuff we're harvesting now wasn't ready the past few times we harvested. But hopefully we can find enough to fill up the farm market. Who wants it? I want it. There's a nice cauliflower. Look at this. This is that self-wrapping stuff. Now, if you remember from when we were planting cauliflower, we talked about 2 different types of cauliflower that we plant. One variety is a self-wrapping cauliflower, and this is what we're harvesting right now. You can see how tightly the leaves are wound on the cauliflower. When I peel them off, you can see we get that beautiful white color, which is what we love to see on cauliflower. Now, as we're going down through the field, the varieties of cauliflower are getting later and later in days. So this stuff is going to take a lot more days to get to maturity. We're not finding too many ripe ones yet, but that's because it's still growing. The cauliflower looks really nice. Now we're just waiting for heads. And something that's really going to benefit this later season cauliflower is that 3 inches of rain that we just got. This stuff doesn't mind a little extra rain. There we go. That's what we like to see. Well, there we go. That's it for the cauliflower harvest. As you can see, there's gonna be plenty more cauliflower here. It's just not ready to harvest yet. So we'll be back. We got our bin of peppers, and then this is what our bin of cauliflower looks like. You can see we have really nice heads. Now, not all of them are large heads. We do have some smaller ones in here, but that's okay. We also do have a few that are larger. Not everybody wants the same size vegetables. That makes vegetable farming a little difficult, but what we did get looks beautiful. Now, the next thing we need to harvest is some squash. We're gonna work on getting some butternut, acorn, and spaghetti squash while Joel and Dad harvest beans. Just got our baskets of butternuts. Just got our basket of butternuts. Now we're moving on to spaghetti squash. My basket fell over. Now when we're harvesting spaghetti squash, we're trying to keep the stem intact, and we're looking for a yellowish tint to the spaghetti squash. Now a lot of these squashes are very popular because of how well they store after being harvested. Now squash has always been popular in the north because of the cold winters that we have. And when you needed to harvest food that you could eat all winter long, squash was something that always stored really well, and that's why it was always so popular. And now it stores just as well, and it just tastes really good. Just got finished with spaghetti squash. Now we're trying to get some acorn squash harvested. Now as we're harvesting the acorn squash, we're looking for a squash with an orange spot on it. That helps to tell how ripe it is. So we're trying to get 4 baskets of these acorn squash. Now doesn't this look pretty good? We got our squash harvested, and then Joel and Dad got the green beans. How did you feel about harvesting squash?
It was squash-tastic.
If you guys didn't know, Joel's favorite squash is actually the butternut.
If you'd ask my mom, it's the spaghetti squash. Squash is a terrible replacement for spaghetti. You need the pasta, not the squash.
How do you feel about spaghetti squash as an alternative to using spaghetti?
That's delicious.
I think it's pretty good too. I think Joel just needs to give it another chance.
Joel loves his noodles.
We're just about finished with work for the day, but I brought Callie down. We're gonna go check on the animals and see what's going on. She almost lost the balance. Come on. Look what Petey's doing. Look at Petey. Wow. What's he doing? We made it up into the house for dinner tonight. Now, Lauren, what is for dinner?
Breakfast.
Woohoo!
Bye-bye. Say I'm gonna keep those.
Say bye-bye. Well, everyone, we just got everything put onto the table, and the whole family's here, so you know what that means. This is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.